So it's every season. There are 7 episodes.
Oh, wow.
So this is season 2.
Oh.
So although I'm not sure if I'll put you both in season 2, and then there'll be season 3. So I'm going to do
Whatever
season
you do,
2.
Each week is a season.
And season 3, I'm going to do 14 this year.
Wow, okay.
I may do more,
Okay.
but it's going to depend on my whole life.
Oh, sure.
You know, but then I'll have created 21 podcasts.
Awesome.
And at least that, as a creator, a content creator, that at least is large enough and has enough of a presence
Right.
that says I've done something. And then I'll either do more or I'll stop and then I'll start again. I don't know. So
We're watching, that's when you just said that there was a show about Alex Trebek last night. They had Jason Strahan, whatever his name is, was interviewing him, and they do 5 Jeopardy episodes a day.
yeah,
Wow.
5 a day. Like,
It's a lot.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of work that goes on, and people don't realize it. It just looks like fun. But
yeah, no, there's a lot of work behind it.
Yeah.
And now, like when we're done, then I'll send it to get the transcript, and then I'll review it, and I want to make sure that everything's okay.
Yeah, we
if I
should-
think there's something,
that we
you
shouldn't have
guys.
said about people wearing pants or something.
Well, that's I don't.
If there's something missing, we could come back to.
Yeah, it's don't worry. And then we have to just fill in certain things to be edited, and the sound checks, and then it's just and then I do what which I do the little what is the episode about, and then all that blurb stuff, and then I have to put it on Facebook. I have to do a lot of shit. So anyway.
We're very proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You're awesome.
this is like
Thank you.
And you
the
invited us.
nicest female in the business.
Oh,
I'm
thank
so
you.
glad I went to that show on a fluke.
All the best. That's what I mean. All the best things happen on a fluke.
On a fluke.
It was
on
a fluke that I
complete
went
fluke.
with my father and sister because I said, just go to the show. Because, I don't know if we should go. I said, just go. It's not a big deal. And then he's like, okay, 3 tickets. I'm like, oh, that means I'm going too. And we just drove. A whole big story. But I'm glad we
All right,
went.
we gotta go. All right.
Let's do it.
Welcome to TerraceTruthTalkin. I'm Joanna Bonaro, and my co-host Julie isn't here today. She's away on family business. So today is Saturday, and I've decided to create a new category on the 7 F's of living, and since I created the show, I can do it. I decided that we're actually missing a lot of F's in the 7 F's of living. Maybe we'll make it the 77 F's of living. So what we're going to talk about today is female friendship, which is really an important category. And in order to talk about that, reprising their appearances are 2 magnificent women who have become friends are my 2 great guests, Shanti Brigati and Kerry McGann,
Hi, thank you.
Hi.
who I invited to talk about female friendship specifically because they have known one another for quite some time. And female friendship, as we know, is very, very important and very, very special. But sometimes it's very, very rare.
Yeah. I guess when you
And-
look back, it is kind of surprising that you've known each other for literally decades. That's like, that's really special.
So I'm going to ask you guys questions, but you guys really are going to do all the talking. So
Shocker.
I'll just start you off. I mean, I think it's, first of all, I just want to say I think it's fantastic when I met Shanti and I've known Kerry, and then I found out about this wonderful long-term friendship that you guys have. It really touched my heart. I mean, I can get kind of teary about it because, I have a twin, so, I kind of have my built-in friend.
That's cool.
But I know from just living that it's really rare to have that kind of special female friendship, a backup person who's not related to you. And so this is going to be a special episode personally for me. So thank you.
Thank you. Thanks,
So how did you
Joanna.
2 meet?
Well, we have actually, there's another of us, and she is the actual reason that we're together.
Yeah.
And she's an amazing friend. My mom's best friend has a daughter named Sandy
Who was my neighbor growing up.
Okay.
So my mom always said, "Oh, Sandy, I want you to meet my friend's daughter, Sandy." My mom's, best friend, Kathy, her coworker. She said, "I want you to meet Sandy. You have Sandy, Sandy, Sandy." So I met Sandy, and I loved Sandy. And Sandy had a best friend since she was 1.
Literally, we were at each other's. Well, Sandy was a few months older than me. I was at her first birthday party. Or rather, she was at my first birthday party.
And you remember this?
Yeah,
of course.
I have a picture.
So Sandy brought Kerry around, and then the 3 of us became friends. I mean, became the 3 of us.
That's special.
Yeah.
Yes, and so she's the common denominator. She's awesome. She's in Florida.
She's so in our hearts too.
She's so funny. Oh my God.
So funny. And we're all funny in our own little way. And Sandy
it's special
is just...
because it's a dynamic of the 3 of us. And Kerry has a special relationship with Sandy. I have a special relationship with Sandy. And then Kerry and I have our own relationship. So it's really cool.
Yeah.
Did you live close to one another?
Kerry and Sandy grew up next door to one another.
Right, but now you two.
No.
No, in Jersey, but not
Right.
not
She grew up
neighbors.
in a town called Totowa, and I grew up in a town called Rochelle Park.
Okay.
And it was about Route 80, 15-minute
all about
drive.
Route 80.
So now how did it develop?
Well, when you're young and you want to go out, and we always had the same interests. We wanted to go to the same clubs, and we liked the same music, and we'd go to see the same, in upstate New York, we'd go to see this band called Gin Gypsy.
I just came across a picture of Virgil, too, today. He was in the band, and he'd passed away Christmas Day a bunch of years ago. But he pops up at the weirdest times, and he was on my Facebook feed just this morning. So that's
weird.
Yeah.
But we had common. We used to go see bands together, and we used to just go out every time we want to go. And the great dynamic about us is we would go out and how they say don't separate from your friends, but the 3 of us would go out and we'd always separate and we'd always have adventures, but we'd be in the same place.
Crazy
who would
adventures.
Be talking to who,
and then meet back up,
and then we'd meet up again at the end of the night, and it was just. With our stories.
Right. Well, that's the important part, as long as you met up at the end of the night.
Yes. Sometimes we would have to go looking for the third of us to make sure they were okay.
The late 1980s,
yes.
early 90s.
Wild.
So, we would, but it was fun because we'd always have the common thing when we go to the diner together.
The Limelight
after,
underage.
All the fun stuff.
I remember that.
The Rock and Roll Church Sunday nights. Best
That was
time.
the best
time
ever.
And I'd go to high school the next day.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Kerry always worked. And I always admired her because we'd go out, but she'd always work. She worked at a high yield management.
Yeah, stock brokerage firm in Jersey.
She had dedication, but we would go out and we would, have a really good time. But we never were drinkers or on occasion. But it wasn't like we'd go out and we just stay out really late, and then she'd go to work she had dedication.
So you went out dancing, and then you went.
Yeah. Sometimes we'd get home when the sun's coming up,
and then
literally
change our clothes and go to work.
Yeah.
And then I'd go to school, high school, because I was still in high school at the time.
Yeah. Because I'm a couple of years older than her.
Only one. But she had and it was just we always maintained that, and it wasn't like we had a. When we're together, we could be separate but together. You know what I mean?
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you could read each other's mind and here comes this person. You'd be out and you see this person oh, here they come.
Just a glance and okay, she needs saving, or she's going to come over here in 2 seconds because she sees w's happening over
here. I'm going to hide. But at the end of the day, we have the best time going to a place together. One time we drove up the parkway, and she's handing me money for the tolls, and she's like, I've been giving you too much money this whole trip. I'm like, oh.
Just insane. It's just
even
throw it in.
It's always the ride and the car and the fun and the music, and that's what made us
bond.
Yeah.
Well, there's always something that
it was always comfortable. Always comfortable.
Always.
Well, I think that's the key, the comfort.
You could always be or whatever.
Yeah, I feel, and all 3 of us were very different in our own ways, but
totally different tastes in guys, different tastes in but very similar,
but never judgy. It just felt like a sisterhood.
Yeah, and you could pick on each other and make fun of that we had to do that because you wanted to go there, so we went there, and now look,
Yeah.
it just we were very, very different, but we're just very similar in our sense of humor and the things that make us tick are different, but very similar.
And I don't think other people around understand it.
They don't get it.
Yeah. Like they probably have their own little relationships that way with other people, but we definitely, there's like a common language that is more.
Well, in some ways, to me, it sounds sisterly.
Yeah, very
even,
much so.
And even if we're somewhere now and there's a whole group of people, you try to spend time alone, and it's hard to do, and you want to try to do it. Like tonight, we're going to try to go to dinner, and it'll be cool. But even in a big room of people, it's just, we don't have to be like, we're very, very close, but we don't have to be with each other the whole time and go to the bathroom together.
Yeah,
right.
That drives me nuts. We're definitely not those girls.
Everybody do your own thing and bring your stories back.
Right.
Yeah.
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 It kind of sounds like the relationship I have with my sister.
You're confident.
Oh,
I'm confident in the right. You're confident in the relationship. You don't need to prove, this is my friend, and we have to, she's right. She's my friend. She's my friend. No,
not at all. It's the comfort level. You can say anything. You can razz one another.
Yes.
You can joke with one another. It's
for
the
sure.
look. You both know it's like, save me or oh, it's going to be a problem.
Oh, you're not going to do that again.
Yeah.
Like that look. Like,
or
here
like,
we go.
All right, you're going to do that again. And I'll be here.
Yeah, I'll be here. Right.
Yeah. Oh, here this comes. There's that.
And also the good thing for us too was that we were never interested in the same men. Never. Never.
No, we had different styles and
Actually,
different.
in fact, we probably would get annoyed with one another with who we were each. Because I'd be like, no, you're not going to go out with him. But I like him. No. He's not right for you. Get rid of him. Well, I like him. I'm like, so now I have to pretend that I like him too. Like that
Or you have to like the friend.
Oh,
the friend.
Yes,
That's a whole other. This is a whole other podcast. The friend that you have to.
That's the other F.
Be nice to.
So now, did you guys spend a lot of time on the phone when you weren't, or like did you? Because
Back
you
then,
weren't.
the phone was a big thing, but we were together like every weekend, and even during the week we'd go out.
Yeah,
it wasn't like the phone was big, but like. We just make plans and say, all right, well, come over by me at 7:00. We're going to leave and we're going to go to whatever. Okay. Back then, it was different then. It wasn't like you kept calling each other saying, I'm almost there. And it wasn't like we didn't have cell phones.
It wasn't back in like the heyday and the height of that friendship. It wasn't a time of cell phones. Mm-hmm. I think beepers or pagers came into play at some point,
and
but that was
even
just
have them, but I would be like, come Thursday night, we'd make a plan and we'd follow through. And even if it sucked or the place sucked, we'd still go and we'd still like have the adventure. You make the adventure.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, I'm not feeling so well. We just did it.
Yeah.
We just go. And that's what makes all our fun stories, and the bond. There's the bond.
So was there ever a time where you guys had like a big falling out or fight and then had to make up?
That question, it's actually shocking to me because I could think of other friends or who aren't anywhere near dear to me as Shanti's friendship is to me. I can think of other fights with other people really distinctly and quickly. I honestly cannot think of a time when we had a fight or
we agree to disagree with certain things, but not like nothing is gonna like ruin our friendship.
Well, I think that's an important point.
Nothing is gonna come.
And it's kind of surprising. I have to say,
but I think that's an important point. For a lot of female friendships,
because nothing's worth
is that. That's the whole thing. That's the key. Is that you have to say, is ruining my friendship worth this spat that can grow into a fight or perhaps a differing opinion? Is it really truly worth it?
No, I
because
think
I really treasure this friendship more than the topic at hand.
I mean, and maybe like if we were with each other too much and overkill like the same weekend we'd be together a lot or whatever, it would be like maybe we won't see each other that next weekend. But it was never like I don't believe it was never about that.
Yeah,
and you I think part of our friendship is we have other friends too. So it's not you're not selfish in a friendship because that ruins a friendship too.
Yeah,
like you're allowed to have other friends. You're allowed to, but some people are like very.
It's cloistered. Otherwise, it's like then you feel like you're just blanketed, and it's just you guys.
It's not, and that's not what friendship's about. It's like my sister likes to use this term touchstone. So if really our friendship is a touchstone, like if I'm feeling like whatever, and I don't talk to her for months, it's not, I'll pick up the phone and I'll say, hey, and it just is nice.
It's right back. If we happen to get busy in our own lives, whatever's happening, and that happens, like say we haven't talked for a while, we sort of pick right up where we left off, and we're cracking up as if we just were with each other.
There's no big explanation either. Like if I say something absurd happened, she's not like, oh my God, no. It's not like, it's like, okay, that happened now. It's, you get it. Some people you just click with.
You just click, yeah. But you also, it's because you have that foundation when you were younger. I mean, I have some friends that I've kept from high school, but we kind of lost touch. And then we've reconnected, but not in the same way. And again, I've always had my twin sister, so I kind of have a built-in best friend, even though we are completely different, like night and day, completely. If we weren't twins and related, we probably
wouldn't be friends.
Be friends. We're so different, but we've got obviously that bond. But I know that when I went to RADA during the year 2000. It's funny, I went to London, and at London, I found two of my best friends.
Oh.
For now, for life. So it's now 20 years, right? And one of them is in England, and one of them was from Latvia, and she's here now. And sometimes we don't see. Obviously, my London friend, I don't see a lot, and we talk, but not every week or what have you. But that's just the thing. It's exactly what you're saying. Is that
she's still in London.
She's actually outside of London because she got married and now I'm a godmother of two.
Oh,
congratulations!
Two English little gods.
Oh, how cute!
Oh, you go visit them.
Yes,
I would visit them a lot.
We do. I just bought them scooters for Christmas, and I'm waiting for the pictures. I keep on saying I want to see the pictures with the helmets, the pink and the blue helmet. And but my only point is like what you guys are saying is that even if you don't have to talk to someone every day or every week, they're there for me and I'm there for them, and you just get one another, and that's your friend. Yeah. That's it.
Well, I think too there's like a maturity about friendship, and like I say this, like I don't even know how this applies to this is probably a whole different topic. I'm going off topic, but like we're old enough that like when you watch your friends do something that's silly or ridiculous, they know better. When you're about to do something stupid, you're gonna do it. So you're gonna do that. There she goes. Okay, there's okay. You know what I mean? She's not one of those people that's like, I can't believe I did that. Because we know at this stage in the game that you're going to do something stupid. I'm going to do this. It's stupid, and I'm going to have the fallout. And you're going to get it, and we're not going to say, told you. It's like kind of,
we'll probably share a good laugh about it later and have a bunch of stories.
But that's the beauty of it, too. You know what I mean?
Right.
When you're older, like, you know better when you're going to do something stupid. So you're not going to fight about, you know what I mean? It's like, all right, Kerry, you're not surprised that happened. Now you're surprised that happened. You did this, this, and this. You're smart enough to know.
But you're comfortable enough to be that honest.
Yeah. You almost don't even have to say it. You're like,
or even you're giving like the tough love, but there's the love there.
Yeah,
so,
it's not even judgy. It's like, it's pathetic when people our age don't know that they're gonna. I can't believe that happened to me. No, you set yourself up for all this, and now you're surprised about the result.
Right.
Like the cool thing about her is, I'm not saying we all do things that are ridiculous, in life, but like
many things.
But it's not like she's not like, oh, poor me. You made all those choices that led you to that, and now.
But yes, but at the same time, you're there for her.
Yeah,
you're there for her, and she knows
but
you're.
She's cool because she's not like my strongest girlfriends are very strong. You're there for each other, but they're not like. Oh, they're dramatic, but not in a bad way. It's like a fun drama. It's not like I'm sorry for myself. They're strong women.
Right.
They're strong women. And they're not like, oh my God, we had this breakup or I got fired or something and it's the end of the world. Nothing's ever the end of the world. You just kind of embrace it and you go, it's cool. We're cool. We're good. You're good. You're still good.
So you have the same kind of energy levels.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is our friendship feeds on too. That's cool. It's not like, oh, I didn't get this part. She can't. My world is destroyed.
God.
No. we all had the first marriage, like, bye.
Yeah, exactly.
Bye. Okay. And I don't remember ever like thinking that was like,
Yeah, no. There was never any there's never any like judgment or I don't even private judgment. I don't think I've ever felt I've had to appease you during any moment of anything and then afterwards be like, oh God, here we go again. Like, it's never ever been anything like that. I always feel like there's this really heartfelt truth
And acceptance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
And because she knows how to handle herself with humor. I think that ties us too.
Our humor, yeah.
Like even like in the stupidest time or the sad time or shit thing happened.
Especially.
And you can laugh because what are you going to do? You have to just like
True.
embrace it, and you have your friendship, and that is important. That's the most important thing.
Yes.
Your friends, and you have a support system, and I know that she's my support system at the end of the day.
Big time.
But
And
you're both
I feel
really,
that way,
and
too.
you're genuine with one another.
Yeah.
But it also, I can sense, I mean, there are some friendships, and I think that's when they don't really last, or besides the comfort level, it's like that whole frenemy thing that everybody talks about.
They get off on when each other fail.
And there's a jealousy thing
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
everyone, they'll say like, we're not jealous of one another, but actually they are.
Yeah.
And how do you...
Well, we have different goals too. It's not like we're both trying to get the same notoriety or the same product.
I think that helps.
Except
though.
for
What do you
now.
think? The fact that you're...
Except for now.
Who's going to speak in the mic
I
more?
want to be the better one in this. I
You're
want
doing
to
a
be the more
great
votes.
job. I secretly hate you. No, I know.
I want more votes.
I'll vote for you.
Oh, were we voting? I didn't know.
I'll vote for you for whatever it is we're voting on.
No, I think that's too. You have to have your own life and bring, the commonality to the table, but you have to have your own thing to bring a
Yeah.
friendship. I think that's important. You can't just be with each other every single second and then it gets stagnant.
Yeah, and the like how we met and when we met, even though we were basically kids, I think we still had some full lives of our own, even though we were still developing into people. And that continues to be the case. Like, each of us have our own full lives that are separate from the friendship, but the friendship makes it be even fuller. And there's like, at this point in life, I feel you come to a point where certain things are obligations and certain things are choices. And I've never, ever even felt that our friendship was an obligation. In fact, in a negative way, I feel it's a positive obligation that I owe it to myself to have this nurtured friendship. There would be a huge thing missing. Oh my God, I'm going to get all emotional right now. There would be a huge thing missing in my life if I didn't have this friendship. I'm just thinking back all the years of all the parties and the family. It feels like family. I mean, I've gotten to know her family so incredibly closely that it's just a part of
Your being.
I think I went off on a tangent here. I'm not
No,
even
you
sure
didn't.
what I meant to say in the first place.
I think the heartfelt
and
emotion just shows that.
I think too, and I'm not dissing my family life because I have a beautiful, supportive family, but I think that we shared a common, maybe all people do, but I can only identify with my own thing, that we were very adult in our, like, I wasn't like a mommy, daddy. I mean, I'm very close with my father and my mom. We have our own relationship, but I never was like weighing in with them. Should I do this? What do I do? I think I had more of with my friends. Maybe that's normal, but I wasn't always rushing home to weigh in. What do I do? And I met this guy, and I met this person, and we had a fight. Or it was more of, we had a mature relationship.
Yeah.
Our friends are more mature. I don't know. I think maybe it was a different time.
As much as we did crazy crap that we probably at times were in more danger than we may have thought, we really were like adults in our
we made
friendships,
adult
for sure.
decisions. We made adult decisions a lot of time. Yeah.
Or maybe because of circumstances, you needed to be a bit more adult, and you've both found yourself in that way, and then you found one another.
Yeah.
And so that
really, she was like
added
a
to
kid, and she had full-time work. I mean, I didn't know people who had full-time jobs, like a job, like a 9 to 5.
Did that.
Like, that's not normal.
No,
I
it's
did
not.
everything backwards too, though. Like I went to college 10 years after I graduated. 'Cause I was working. It was.
But I thought that was admirable. Her work ethic was.
It is admirable. I've always admired her work
Like,
ethic.
it's insane.
Like I have a really, if I say so myself, I have like a really strong work ethic. And
Absolutely,
so one
you
of the
do.
things that really, if I ever say steams me, is when I feel like other people don't have a work ethic, because it's not like I think other people should and I don't. So when somebody else does, because I know what it is to really work hard,
Yeah.
I just so respect that and admire that. And that was one of the first things I noticed about Carrie, just from Carrie from the
strong work ethic.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and it makes, it was that, yeah, I always found that really admirable.
Yeah, it is.
Because I'm a little flaky, and it took me a long time to get a job after. Like, I never could. I worked at
wouldn't say
Dairy Queen when I was
flaky.
with work. I was always kind of like, oh, I did do this and this. You know, I'm in the same place now for like 22 years, but
Yeah, but
Well, that's
look
a
at
work
that.
ethic.
but
That's
I was
admirable.
like 25 when I started that.
People
but,
take time to figure out what they
but
want.
like
to
I
do.
thought
that's
it was
different.
great. But I
That's
thought it was
different.
great that she, and that she chases her dreams like that. That's right now. That's really cool too. That she's working hard she always took classes, and I just always thought that was really cool to have a goal and to work so hard towards the goal.
Well, what I'm witnessing here is, everyone always talks and makes light of, but not in a bad way, the Mutual Admiration Society. But when it's genuine, that you see the qualities in her that you admire, Shanti, and then you, Kerry, know the qualities in Shanti that you admire, I think that helps. Not only helps, but that's part of what keeps a friendship and deepens a friendship, because you both admire and support the choices you both make, and just believe in the other person. Like
Yeah.
that belief in the other person, and also that you're there for them either through humor or through strength. And I maybe I'm too cynical or something, but I think that's rare. And so witnessing it in other women, I think it's important to promote that and to honor that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to sound corny or anything. I don't mean it to be.
No, it doesn't at all.
I think it's important, and I think it's rare, and I don't want it to be rare. I think there should be more of it.
Yeah, instead of, I mean, you spend most of your time at work, so you're around people at work who may become your friends or whatnot, and too many times you see women either being catty or behind your back, or the whole frenemy type of thing. And I think what Shanti and I have, I mean, we've got decades behind us of friendship, but it is rare. And when I said earlier, just thinking about it, wow, I'm shocked to think back. Did we ever have some kind of real fight? And we haven't. Mm-mm. That is so rare, and that shouldn't be the case. It should be the opposite of that.
Yeah.
And
I don't like to fight with I don't like to fight with people that I'm not I don't know. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm pretty understanding
I fought with my sister, but I haven't had a lot of...
That's a different story. That's a different story.
But I haven't had a lot of fights either with my really close friends. And my father I always say it's the best advice my father ever gave me. He said, if you have 5, and that's a lot. He said, if you ever have 5 true friends in your life, you are a rich woman.
Yeah.
So it's never I
handful.
know a lot of people, and I have a lot of quote unquote friends, colleagues, acquaintances, whatever. But in the circle of life, that close circle, I could honestly say it's really not more than 5.
Yeah.
And
who'll be there for you when you've robbed a bank and you need them to be the getaway driver?
Right. And there's some people who monitor the friendship based upon how often you interact or communicate, which is why I'm asking you
I called
some
you
of
first.
The,
You didn't
right,
call
and
me.
all
I
that.
called you
Yeah.
3 times, and
I've never been that type of a person.
No,
and
you
it's
don't.
like, you didn't send me a Christmas card. I'm like, who the hell cares? I'm like, but if
Yeah,
you
but you're
call
waiting
me,
for those scooter cards.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I want a picture
Scooter
of my car.
pictures.
Yeah, but I'm not going to end the friendship over
No,
it.
no,
I just,
no, I'm laughing.
just want my little
Your
baby.
scooter
Oh,
pictures.
I want to see the
Hint, hint,
pictures.
the
too.
scooter pictures.
But I'll try to put when I get help.
I want to see those pictures. It would be a good cover for this.
Yeah, but I'm like, it's like, but if you call me at 3:00 in the morning,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say, oh, I have a meeting tomorrow morning, so I can't come.
Right.
No.
I'm going to come for you.
Yeah.
So
I'm already
which
answering
friend
the
do you
phone.
want?
What's up? What's
Yeah,
going
what friend
on?
do you want? The one that says sorry.
But then there's also that boy who cried wolf friend, and I don't like those people where
Yeah.
everything is 3:00 in the morning. I can't be friends with somebody like that. You know what I mean? Like everything's drama.
Yeah,
Everything,
I've never had that.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I will be there for you
Exhausting.
because I know that you're not like that. Like if you call me and you need me in that time, that's really
Yeah.
a thing.
Right.
But everything is not like I can't. The 90210. It's like it's a 90210 episode where everything is like I can't believe that.
I was looking at different quotes, and it said, sometimes just talking to your best friend is the only therapy you need.
Yeah.
In our therapy-driven life coach, whatever
Yeah.
society, which I'm
Yeah.
all for,
That
by
makes
the way.
sense, yeah.
But sometimes really all you need is that best
Yes.
friend
Yes.
to talk to.
Yes. My husband
It
and I
doesn't make
were,
it go away,
I think
but it makes you feel
it
better.
shouldn't be
Yeah.
different, but men are different. Because when I was going through something a few weeks ago, and I said something to my husband, I'm like, I work. My thing is out with my friends, and he's like, well, yeah, but you should be able to do it yourself. I'm like, yeah, I do, but like, they're like you bounce stuff off them.
Yeah.
And one time I tried therapy with a therapist, and I left him a few times, and I thought, I hope he's okay. I'm really worried about him. I think he's going to be okay.
I had a therapist
Then I'm
fall
like-
asleep on me.
Really?
I was crying hysterically, and then I look up.
Joanna, no.
No.
way.
Was it that? Was it
I look up and he
Aw.
was napping.
old?
And he was
Narcolepsy.
Old. He was, I don't
No?
know. He was napping. And I wasn't as outspoken. I told you I'm an introvert, but at that point I was very shy.
I wouldn't
And-
have paid that fuck.
And I just, no, I did. I was very quiet.
You were the polite
That's
patient.
like a
You
Sex
didn't
and the
wanna
City.
wake
That's like
him
a Sex and
up.
the City episode. It's a
I
sitcom.
knew I was never going to come back, so I just looked, and then I just took the check and I put it on the table.
You were
I would
so
have taken
nice.
his notebook and looked through that. Even if it was about other people, I would still.
I would have
see
taken
what
it
was
home
right
with
there.
me.
Shock. I was
Left with
kind of
it.
in shock, and then I just left. And then
Now-
this is before cell phones, and then I found a phone on the street, and I called up my husband, and I was like, he fell asleep on me.
At least you weren't having sex with him.
No.
Right?
No.
See, that would have been a worse story. So at least it was only the
Anyway, that was
you-
tangential.
but-
Anyway, I had forgotten about that till
Wait, now do you remember? Listen to this. No, you don't have to share. You don't have to share this with us. But what do you remember the topic? Why you were so upset?
very vividly. Yes. I
Did
do.
you work it out since?
Yes. Yes. It's
Now,
old
was it? If you
past
think
history.
about it, is it like? Would you
Yeah.
have fallen asleep if somebody told you the story?
No, actually, it was pretty
It was
bad.
okay.
He really should not have done that.
Insane. Oh my god.
So, but
that's
anyway,
a-
let's get back on to
That's
you guys.
before Yelp.
Let's not talk about
That's
me.
before Yelp.
Yeah.
Because it would have gotten a bad Yelp review. You would have looked up at Yelp and been like,
So I want to get everything in
Yeah.
the time that we have.
sure.
So when we talk about various things like honesty, loyalty, having a big heart, generosity of spirit, jealousy, competition, giving support, getting support. When you think about your friendship with one another, and you might have said this before, but I like to just hone in on certain things for people who are listening and maybe even thinking about their best friend now. Or
I hope they're not falling asleep.
I think you guys are
Like they're-
fascinating.
Like they're your therapist. If he's listening, he might be sleeping.
Yeah, well, I don't think he's around anymore. He's kind of old.
And that's another story.
He might have even died there. We'll never know.
It certainly stopped me from crying. And what do you think's the most important? Like the top three,
Top three what?
or the top ones? What do you think of the top?
Acceptance comes to mind automatically, only because just thinking of how different we all are, there's never been any judgment. Like how little kids play with each other. They're not conditioned yet. There's no judging. There's no prejudices. There's no like class system. Like kids just are kids. I feel like we are kind of kids like that. We've never, or at least I can say for myself, there's just an acceptance that sort of is the norm. Like she has so many different qualities than I have that I admire. Mm-hmm. And I don't need to be jealous of. It's almost celebration. Like
I love that.
Yeah.
That's really great.
Like what makes her so beautiful and vibrant and lively are all things that are different than things I have. And I love that about her and for her.
So we should be celebrating.
Yeah, there are differences because it brings other stuff to the table.
Yeah.
Because now we're here together. You brought us together.
Right. So
but
crazy.
It just, but we wouldn't be here because of, I don't know. It's amazing.
Like you wouldn't have been at that show without your dad, and I wouldn't have been at that show without Steven, and you wouldn't have had us in without knowing me and then meeting her. The whole chain of connection is just so random,
but it feels
not at the same time.
But it feels like we needed this right now. Like I think in my world, this is perfect from this part of I need this right now in my life.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
And I'm glad that you brought this together.
And I'm glad, and the fact that, we're going into the new year in 2020 and the number 2 is a friendship, 222. So, it just makes me, I just think it's important as we get older, when I think about when I tend to be introspective, is that the more important thing is to have happier moments in life, not to seek happiness. That's a chimera in a way, but it's to try to have happier moments.
I think it's like, okay, like just getting together to come into the city to have this, and then we have share a nice meal and just stay in the moment. Don't go on your phone.
Right.
Stay in the moment.
Yes.
I'm not coming to spend time with you so that you could be distracted. So we can make a funny moment and have a funny
but you're
memory
creating,
and make that.
Right. That's it. You're creating life memories.
Don't look to what's going to happen.
Happy life memories.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to remember the phone. You're not even going to remember your whole career, quite honestly. When you're older, you're going to think about your friends.
Yeah.
And you're going to think about when you were laughing.
It's a happy, fun moment that we came into the city today to do this podcast, and it's fun, and we're happy, we're together.
Yeah.
And this is so cool, and that's so exciting, and people might say, oh, that's just No,
I don't
it's
think
cool.
so. If somebody's thinking that,
I think it's
I would
really,
tell them to rethink it.
Every time I'm with,
I would tell them to sit back maybe and rethink
there's something
that.
they need to work on.
Every time
themselves.
I'm going to spend time with someone I love, I look forward to it. Like, oh my God, this is a celebration. This is like a part. This is so cool. This is so cool.
Yeah.
This is so cool. I just don't take it for granted the moment you're in.
No.
Yeah.
To seek something else out. Like, oh, maybe tomorrow I wish I could, whatever. No. Enjoy this person with you right now.
It's true, because it also,
life could change.
Life can change
It
very,
does.
very quickly. So
don't take for granted. Don't take your friendships for granted.
no.
And don't take the person in front of you for granted. Any husband, dog, mother, father,
And there was another quote from Oprah,
She's
the
so
queen of
wise.
positivity. and I don't want to get corny or anything, but especially since you have ties, Shanti, in the entertainment industry. We're in the entertainment industry, and I'm not talking about the entertainment industry. But
Sure.
it was an interesting. It struck me, So I'll read it to you guys. Lots of people, because I think it's about friendship, true friendship. Lots of people want to ride with you in the limo, but what you want is someone who will take the bus with you when the limo breaks down. And what I'll add to that is, what you want is someone who will take the bus with you and walk with you with soleless shoes, if need be, all the time.
Because
that's what you want.
Yeah, and you know what? The latter's more fun because it makes for a better story later.
Yeah, true. Absolutely.
The limo's was cool. And it's fun. We were in the limo, but remember we had to fucking walk 85 blocks,
and we were freezing.
And you had the wrong shoes on.
And we picked up a dog on the side of the road.
We did
and the
that.
dog
We did that. That was
got
a great
hair all over the car.
One time we were going to Lemore's in Brooklyn to see Extreme. I think it was freezing. I don't know. And there was a dog on the side of the road, so we let the dog in the car with us. And then we
like,
drove
"Oh, we
around the
feel so
block, and we're like,
bad."
why did we bring this dog away from where it's supposed to be? So then we brought the dog back.
It was so
It was the weirdest. It was a big dog. It was friendly.
like
it probably
a
had an
German
owner.
Shepherd.
And,
Yeah. But
and there were no cell phones or
get in the
anything. And what
car.
were we doing? We just let it in the car, drove around the block, brought it back.
We're like, oh, this was a bad idea.
That stuff. But that could happen all the time. It was like random stuff like that that makes it okay.
And that's a great story.
Why didn't we do that? What that was,
You guys are hysterical. You really are. Well, I think we need to wrap this up. Do you want to say anything else? Have I not asked you a question, or you wanted to say a story that maybe I didn't ask?
Oh, gosh.
What else? I don't know. I just think that friendships are so important because, relationships go in your life. Like we've been through like lots and lots of dating and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And husband,
Dating,
the first husband,
loss.
and, loss and all
Marriages.
bad stuff, your mom and dad, a lot of, but you just have to keep the constant and just always build those. Just keep building it. Keep building it. Keep building them.
Keep building it.
And don't, and if you have those, it makes the other stuff not so shitty.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's true.
I mean, even in those like tragic moments that have happened in both of our lives, I can still remember funny moments that happened within that with you. And that's what makes everything so special.
Yeah. Even the shittiest stuff, you can get through it when you have those friends that are there. They make it not so tragic, no dramatic. You get through it because you have. So don't forget to thank those people that are there for you.
Yeah. I guess it's gratitude.
Don't forget to thank them that they're there for you while you're going through something that could have been really bad, and that they were there, and just because they showed up, and you're like,
because they showed up. Yeah. You're right.
God.
Okay, so now we all have tears in our eyes.
I gotta stop crying.
All right. Well, thank you guys. That was really special.
Thank you.
Thank you. No,
Joanna.
really, really, thank you.
Well,
just I don't know. You gave me a life experience. So.
Oh,
Thanks.
thank you. Whenever you want us back, or you don't want us back, or you get fired, or you get fired from this.
We're like
your own
Lewis
podcast.
and Martin.
I'm gonna fire myself, right? Yeah.
Fire yourself.
Lucy and Ethelred, Lewis and Martin.
So okay. So quickly, we'll give you a new question because we've asked you before. I mean, you may have a new, wonderful, exciting, peeving, whatever thingy, but because I have one, I thought I'd ask you guys.
Let's hear it.
Yeah. What is your TV crush?
Oh.
I know mine. 1, 2, 3.
I know mine too.
Jason Momoa.
Oh, that's such a good one.
Shots forever till I die.
That's awesome. And I can't remember his name, of course.
Typical.
The guy
That's
who played
so
the
Kerry.
sheriff on Justified.
Oh,
Absolutely. I'm so Timothy Oliphant.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You're better off not knowing the name sometimes, right, Karen?
That's true. You don't
Timothy
need to know the
Oliphant,
name.
Is he so cute?
Something about him in
Oliphant?
Justified, and I know the show hasn't been on in so long, but
Okay.
oh yeah.
And I always like Rob Lowe, but then he's in the worst movies sometimes, so I can't really.
No, I
he's
haven't
so
been
cute.
into him
All right.
since I was
All right,
a
no,
little- You know mine is?
So tell me.
Who is yours?
Henry Cavill in The Witcher.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Oh my god.
And all he's doing is grunting.
And I
through the whole
never-
thing. And I
yeah.
usually like
That's primal.
cerebral.
That's primal.
It's
That's a good
primal.
one too,
Primal.
like Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Primal. It reaches down to that primal thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go.
All good ones,
Okay.
ladies.
All right, guys. And we'll go to our book recommendation, and this is around female friendship or women having to help one another and bond. And this is a book called The Women in the Castle by Jessica Shattuck, Shattuck. And I kind of just copied down what another copyright person wrote, but here it is. The widow, you'll understand why I chose it. It's a good book. The widow of a resistor murdered in the failed July 20th, 1944 plot to assassinate Adolf Hitler Marianne von Liggenfels plans to uphold a promise she made to her husband's brave co-conspirators to find and protect their wives, her fellow resistance widows. So it's how their friendships then have to develop and how they take care of one another. So I thought that was very interesting.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So thank you again. And remember,
Kindness counts.
I wonder what their hair looked like, those female